Hello friends, welcome. In this video we are going to talk about power of sign numbers and also about square roots and signed numbers. So for power of signed numbers, we will refer to what we did when multiplying signed numbers because we know that exponents are just another ways of repeating multiplications. So negative 2 to the third will give us negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is equal to negative 8. Negative 3 square will give us negative 3 times negative 3 equal to 9. 4 cube will give us 4 times 4 times 4 equal to 64. Negative 2 to the fourth power is equal to negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 equal to 16. So looking at the result that we got so far, we can notice that when the base is negative and the exponent is positive odd number, then the result is negative. So I'm going to repeat it again. When the base is negative, right, and the exponent is odd and positive, then the result shall be negative. Now, when the base is positive or negative and the exponent is positive, even, then our result is positive. So it is important to always recall that parentheses play an essential role when it comes to power of signed numbers. So for example, when I write negative 2 square, this one will be different from negative 2 square. Okay, let's prove it. This one right here, negative 2 square, is equal to negative 2 times 2, which is equal to negative 4. Okay, this one right here is equal to negative 2 times negative 2, which is equal to 4. Very different, right? So don't forget to use parentheses whenever you have to. So to finish the first part, we have to remember that any number different from 0 to the power 0 equal 1. So if I have a number n which is different from 0 to the power 0 equal to 1. Also, we have to recall that 0 to the power n equals 0. So if I have 0 to the power any number is equal to 0. And this one if n is positive. Finally, 0 to the power 0 is undefined. Before we continue to the second part of our video, try solving this negative 1 to the 0, negative 5 third, negative 5 third, 5 to the third power, negative 5, and this answer in the comment section. I want to know what you get. Now let's move to the second part, which is square root and signed numbers. Okay, 2 square is equal to 4 and negative 2 square equal to 4. So in order to get 4, we can square 2 or we can square negative 2, meaning that square root of 4 will give 2 answers, right? In order to get this 2 or this negative 2, we have to do the square root. So square root of 4 can be 2 or negative 2. When it's 2, we have this. When it's negative 2, we have this. So this was an example. So in general, any positive number that we will take will have 2 square roots, 2 value of its square root, one being positive and the other being negative. So for some more examples, square root of 9 equal to 3, or square root of 9 equal to negative 3. Square root of 1 equal to 1, or square root of 1 equal to negative 1. So for something like negative square root of 16, it is very important to realize that we didn't put the negative sign inside the radical. Didn't put it. The negative sign is outside the radical. So our 16, the number inside the radical, is positive. And to solve this one, we have first to find the value of square root of 16, which is 4 or negative 4, right? And now when we apply our negative sign, we do apply it for both numbers. And at the end, we still have negative 4 or 4. So let me do it again. Square root of 16 with a negative sign outside the radical is equal to, this negative sign will come here, minus, right? The square root of 16 is 4, and this minus will come here again. Square root of 16 can be negative 4, and your answer is negative 4 or 4. It is not every time that we are required to give both answers, positive and negative. So the final answer will depend on the question. For instance, if the question says a person's height is square root of 25, right? And is the height 25 feet? If the question is what is the equivalent value without the radical sign, we know mathematically that square root of 25 is equal to 5 or negative 5. And these two values are correct as answer if we want to talk maths. But here we are talking in terms of height, and the height is always a positive number. So for our final result, our final answer should be square root of 25 feet equal to 5. We will not have to mention the negative part of the answer because no one has a negative height. Okay, so that's first point. Also, for 0, square root of 0 is 0. We don't have to specify plus 0 or minus 0, so it's just 0. And in for our context here, right, square root of a negative number is undefined. So square root of negative number is undefined. So if I have square root of negative 1, is undefined. I cannot solve it. Square root of negative 3, same thing, undefined. Alright, let's finish this section by solving these two questions. The first question says, between what two consecutive numbers does the square root of 15 lies? Alright, here I have 15, right? Based on one of our previous videos, we learned how to solve this type of question for positive square roots. So the first question is, what is the perfect number right before 15 and is 9? What is the perfect square right after 15? And the answer is 16. Alright, now we will apply our radical in order to have square root of 15. Apply the radical on everything, and square root of 9 is equal to 3. Here we don't know the exact value, so we keep it there. And square root of 16 equals 4. So answer Square root of 15 lies in between 3 and 4. Okay, so moving to the next question. Between what two consecutive numbers does negative square root of 15 lie? And I want to point this, we don't have the negative sign inside the radical, it is outside. Once we have it inside the radical, as if we say square root of negative 15, then we will say that is undefined. But for this case, we have it outside the radical, so we can perform whatever question they are asking us. So in our previous question here, for question 1, we got 3 square root of 15 less than 4, right? This is according to this one. I'm just recopying it. But in this case, we are talking about negative square root of 15. So we have to apply the negation to the whole equation, and that will become negative 3, right? While applying the negative sign to the whole equation, these sign symbols will change. You have square root of 15, negative 4. You have to realize that we have here greater than. No more, less is greater than, because we apply the negative sign. So our final answer will be negative 3 greater than square root of 15. Or we can rewrite this one as, if we want to start from negative 4, it will be negative 4 less than negative square root of 15 less than negative 3. If you want to understand it, you can use the number line. If we have 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, right? And we are saying that negative 15 is somewhere here in between. Negative square root of 15, I mean. So going from here, we are decreasing, and negative 3 is greater than negative 4, right? So this is how you write it. But going this way, negative 4 is less than negative 3, and this is how you write it. So just to prove that these two equations are correct, and you don't have to write both, just write one of them and you will be good. So before you go, try to solve this by your own. In between which two consecutive number does negative square root of 17 lie? So you will have to fill up the question marks. And same thing for square root of 17. Alright? So don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and I will see you very soon for the next topic.